Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Here comes the clown.
Venmo Chris writes in on the text line. I give Michigan kudos. No violence, no molesting, no sexual assault, just some good old-fashioned cheating. I can respect that. The class of the Big Ten.
All right.
It is pretty tame compared to some others. Some other scandals, Josh.
Where does this compare to, like, getting tattoos for free for gold pants?
I said this in the moment. It's not necessarily the act of doing what they did that bothered me so much. Although it was obvious and blatant, it was proven to be what Michigan did. It was the brashness in which they said, no, we did not do this, and that would be ridiculous if we did this, and why would we ever do that? We are Michigan people.
What if I showed you a photo of one of your assistant coaches on a Central Michigan sideline?
No,
that ain't him, dog.
Why would a Michigan man ever do such a thing?
That ain't me.
Jim Harbaugh, didn't he say, like, he was asked after it all came down, it was like, do you know this? Do you know this guy? Like,
do you know this man?
And he was like, no, he must have acted on his own. That was the response. Everyone knew. So it's just that.
Okay.
They even cheated in a highfalutin way. They even cheated in a way that made me angry. Once again, it wasn't necessarily the cheating.
A headline from Pat 40.
Hi, Mr. 40.
Now, grain of salt. NCAA hammers Michigan, making Jim Harbaugh most penalized cheater in sports history.
Hammered is an interesting word. Hammered is an interesting word.
It is.
I don't know if they got whatever. Yeah, they got the biggest fines that you could possibly imagine.
And it's all about them. You always tell us, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. What if we took your money?
It has an effect. I mean, it will have an effect on their program going forward. But the big one, so somebody wrote this in on the text line before. I'm going to go find it. It's Tommy.
Hi, Tommy.
Here's a fun thought exercise.
Ooh.
What would Michigan's punishment be if it was the early 2000s? If this was found out to be the case in like 2005.
Vacated
national championship for sure.
Probably a 2-year bowl ban.
At least.
Yeah.
At least.
Maybe 4.
Yeah.
Probably 2. Well, I don't know. How many wins vacated?
I mean, you have to take away
the whole Connor Stalions tenure.
Yeah, I mean, usually they would do like. I mean, they haven't had a. I mean, how many Joe Pa wins did they vacate? Like a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think that they would have a problem with, taking them all away.
111 wins vacated from Joe Paterno.
Yeah. That's a lot of wins, Josh.
It is.
That's a lot. So yeah, it would all be gone.
They were restored in 2015.
You could answer the question like, what does it matter if they take their wins and their national championship away?
Can't take away the memes.
They can't take away the memories. That still happened. We were still the best team that year. But it would reemphasize the point of like, oh, you cheated to get here, and that's why you're here, right? Even though that probably wasn't the case with Michigan.
Yeah, they were Barry Bonds.
So I think you got to pay for it on the back end.
Why'd you cheat, Barry? You didn't need to.
I know.
I was jealous of the attention.
And here we go. Barry is not in the Hall of Fame, so maybe I'm being a hypocrite.
Jim Harbaugh, not getting in the Hall of Fame.
I wanted to, before we move to this next thing here, I would like to I have to remind you of various things, including this. Remember, we're doing our pregame show extravaganza from the Blur tailgate at Kauffman Stadium on the day of the game, August 28th, 10 days from now.
Whoa.
Would you like to join us?
I would like to join you, yes.
The audience, would anybody in the audience like to join us? I'm sure they're all saying, yes, Connor, I would like to join. I'm going to be there anyway. Why not hang out with you guys? You could enter to win 2 Blur tickets online right now on our website, 1620thezone.com. We would love to see you in Kansas City, home of Mitch Holtis and the Platte City QT. By the way, I got an email from this is Brian earlier.
Hi, Brian.
Brian emailed me a picture of the St. Joe QT, of which I do not need. I blow through St. Joe. The only time I ever stop in St. Joe is at that truck stop right I don't know, I think it's a Love's or something like that. Only time I ever stop in St. Joe. I don't stop in St. Joe. Why? Because I stop at the Platte City QT or I stop at Rockport or Mound City.
Mm-hmm.
St. Joe is not a stopping option for me. Thank you for this picture of the St. Joe QT, of which I have never been to.
I go to Rockport, get a fountain soda and some fireworks, and I'm on my way.
And if you're going to Lincoln, get off at Highway 2, and you get off at that once flooded Sapp Brothers right there.
That's right.
That's it. Those are the only possible stops. I would never stop in St. Joe's. The only time I ever stopped for any period of time in St. Joe's is when it was a horrible snowstorm on the way home from a Royals. Oh, it was like Royals Fan Fest. And I was down there, and it was the night of the Super Bowl. And I was like, we cannot continue on. We must stop in St. Joe's. And we stopped at a hotel, and we watched the Super Bowl with one other sad person in a bar.
Was the theme from Deliverance playing?
In St. Joe, it was actually terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah. I was sick. I got sick as a dog, too.
Sure.
Just a horrendous experience in St. Joe's. Shout out to my boys from St. Joe's, though. Except for the QT. I don't need that. I got Platte City QT, which we'll be calling in 1 week to warn them.
Radio bits are back, people.
Josh, I have a graphic that I'd like you to see.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm going to flash it up on the YouTube right now. This is Josh Pate's playoff prediction.
Oh, that bald muscle man?
Yes, one of the many bald muscle people who likes to tweet out pictures of themselves. I shouldn't probably talk. I like to tweet out pictures of myself too, to be honest. But Josh Pate's playoff prediction, Josh Pate is the one who likes to say every single day, we have a great show coming up for you tonight. You're going to have to listen to this show. Otherwise, you will miss out on a cultural immersive experience. You will never forgive yourself if you miss this show. He says crap like that every day. It is annoying as hell. But he did his playoff prediction, and there you go. If you notice in the bottom right corner, the 11 seed.
I have noticed.
There's a big red N, not a black N, Josh.
That's right.
A big red.
Black N would be embarrassing.
That would be stupid. Imagine all the Nebraska moments over that period of time that would just look a lot worse.
Kenneth.
Oh yeah. Notre Dame boy
coming.
Rocco revenge game.
Oh, do it for Rocco. That's what they'll say.
Rocco revenge game.
And then Nebraska would get Texas. I don't know that we could handle ourselves as a society if that were the case.
Nebraska, Texas in a playoff game at a neutral site.
Yeah. Nebraska would invade Notre Dame again.
Oh man. But then they would never build the stadium because all the money would be gone. Which would you rather have? A new stadium or another Notre Dame invasion, this time for a playoff game? You can't have one of the, you can only have one or the other. You cannot have both.
Invasion.
Yeah.
It's
Josh.
more chaotic.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Every Nebraska fan spends their entire life savings on going to this stupid playoff game in South Bend, Indiana. It'll be cold as hell in late December. But Nebraska's there, and they're playing Notre Dame as the 11th seed. And if they win, they'd play Texas. And if they win against Texas, which obviously Nebraska has no history of performing poorly against Texas, so they get by them early, they would play either Ohio State, Arizona State, or Alabama, which, once again, easy. And then everybody on the other side is Penn State, Florida, Georgia, Oregon, Clemson, and Boise in the 12-team college football playoff.
Also, bump music for the Florida-Georgia playoff game. Do you think anyone other than Florida-Georgia line would get
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's already a great rivalry game. They just play. Do you think
would they play it in Jacksonville?
Yeah, do you think they just rip it and play it in Jacksonville again? It'd be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to the Florida-Nebraska national championship game that finally we could decide who's better between DJ Lagway and Dylan Raiola.
About damn time.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about it all offseason. Why does DJ Lagway get all the blah, 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 blah? They'll meet in the national championship game this year. Very exciting.
What
do you think about when you see playoff predictions, Josh? What do you think? Because I'm starting to get to the point where I get triggered. I don't want to see. The brackets don't impress me. I feel like Shania Twain. That don't impress me much, Josh. Your brackets do not impress me in college football. Back when it was a 4-team college football playoff, you could just pick 4 teams to make the playoff, and that felt like it meant something. Now you're picking 12, and there's certain things that they have to do to get there, and the matchups are senseless, and everybody looks at the matchups anyway. It's just stupid.
So
it's like bowl projections at this point.
I look at a graphic like that from a national guy like that. And the first thing that comes to my mind
national buff guy
is, oh, you really don't know Nebraska.
What do you mean?
Because you can look at that schedule and go win, loss, win, 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 win. Like you can do that.
Oh, are you saying only an idiot would pick Nebraska to go to the playoff?
Nebraska doesn't do your should win, will win, won't win. They don't follow your rules of.
But what if they finally do?
What if they were competent?
What if they were exactly what we think they'll do?
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
I know I personally wouldn't know how to handle myself.
Yeah, it'd be odd.
I don't know how the community and the fan base would react.
Yeah, if Nebraska finally, if they broke through and went, I mean, they'd probably have to go 11-1. Have we talked about that scenario?
You don't think
yet,
10-2 gets it?
It's obviously context. Like so much of it is just what happens around you. But
which 10, which 11?
I kind of think this year's Nebraska with that schedule, they'd have to go 11-1.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. Because they'd really have to look dominant to get in with that schedule.
Right, because their one loss would be to Penn State.
Okay.
If you're tacking on a second loss, let's say it's against, I don't know, who's the second best team they play this year? Michigan? You lose to Penn State, Michigan, but you beat, I mean, think about it. You beat Cincinnati, Houston Christian, Akron, Michigan State, Maryland, Minnesota, Northwestern, USC, UCLA, and Iowa.
I mean,
I don't know. There's like no good wins in there.
You'd be the Indiana where everyone's debating whether or not you're good.
Which I don't think Indiana gets in at 10-2 last year.
What if
Indiana would have lost one more game last year? I don't think they would have been in.
Yeah. Well, I think that bears out given the way the standings fell. Yeah.
So I think they'd probably have to go 11-1, which that would be awesome. That would be so sick.
If Nebraska Penn State was theoretically unbeaten versus unbeaten.
If Nebraska was theoretically the Indiana of last year.
Oh my gosh! And then you had to defend yourself every week in the
It'd be Nebraska versus the world. We'd be the jesters holding our daggers against everyone. Get away! We are good. Matt Rule is good.
Matt McMaster would I don't know if he would be able to handle the callers on Big Red Overreaction.
He'd probably cry because Indiana would be in shambles. Oh, I love Indiana. It's like Nettie. Oh. Just a thought. Anyway. Nebraska's making the playoff according to one bald man. Not me. You have
him as a higher seed.
I will not be picking Nebraska to go to the playoff this year.
Really?
Yep, I'll say it now.
Wow.
This is the start of prediction week. Nebraska is not going to the playoff.
You and Josh Peterson profiting off of
Negativity.
negativity.
Yet
That's
again.
the phrase. Yeah.
We'll be back after this on 1620 The Zone.
Upon further review, the host's last statement was deemed to be somewhat comical. Somewhat. The Connor Happer Show returns in minutes on 1620 The Zone.